Apple courting controversy this week. Its privacy battle with the Trump administration was reignited over its refusal to let officials access the iPhone of that Pensacola gunman. You might know it was something that we asked Treasury Secretary MNUCHIN about yesterday.
It is absolutely critical for our technology companies to cooperate with law enforcement. This is a complicated issue. We're not looking for our technology companies to be controlled in any way by the government. We are looking for cooperation, and there's areas where Apple does cooperate, and I know there's ongoing areas of concern that are also being discussed.
Joining us now for a look at Apple's legacy, John Fortt, co-anchor of CNBC's Squawk Alley, and Steve Kovach. He is tech editor for CNBC.com and the author of a new article on Tim Cook's impact on Apple since taking over for Steve Jobs nearly 10 years ago. Do either of you have a clear-cut, definitive answer that doesn't have any nuances for what the right way to approach this is for Apple?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah. I think encryption is good. The right way is to leave Apple alone. The government's being lazy. Investigation is too hard. That's what I say. So we're just going to sacrifice your civil liberties.
But you can't say that because people say you need to help.
Yeah, you bring me on to say the things you're not supposed to say. But if Apple creates this back door, then China's going to say, oh, well, that's nice. Iran's going to say, that's a beautiful back door.
Exactly.
Turkey,
hand it over.
Same thing, right? Once you create that. So instead, government and government agencies do the hard work, figure out how to break into things instead of insisting that all the lock companies in the U.S. compromise.
By the way, there's not a lock, right? It just doesn't exist at this point, I thought. A back door?
A back door? No, a back door doesn't exist, but lock picks exist. There are constantly companies who are trying to come up with these things. Back with the San Bernardino case,
there was an Israeli company that...
the government was pushing this with Apple, and then at the last minute said, oh, wait, we found somebody who can break in, so never mind. Now they're bringing it up again.
Well, I don't think it's just about the government being lazy. It's a little disingenuous because these are older iPhones that there's a lot of evidence out there that they can already crack into it. There's already the technology out there through those third parties that you were talking about, those lock picks. And so what they're really doing is challenging. They've wanted this backdoor for years and years, and they see this as another opportunity to kind of force Apple's hand. I don't think Apple's going to stand down. John and I were talking about this earlier. Tim Cook, it was reported in the New York Times yesterday that he was willing to resign over this if the board said, no, we got to play nice with the FBI. They will go as far as they can with this. Tim Cook really believes in it.
Well, the flip side, though, is, Tim Cook, as we've discussed, has had this he's threaded this needle, had this great relationship with the president, and what this does to that relationship if William Barr continues down this road. And is William Barr really after is this really about trying to set a precedent? Is that what he's trying to do here more than anything else?
Maybe it is. I don't know. It's a dangerous precedent because this is a government that hates back doors except the ones that it has access to. What are they upset with Huawei about? Yeah. Back doors. Right. The whole allegation is, they're cooperating with the Chinese government to create back doors to their technology. That should not be allowed. But everybody around the world.
The question is, if Tim Cook persists.
Yeah. Is it dangerous for Apple?
Is it dangerous for Apple when it comes to other issues? Frankly, related to trade, related to phase 2, related to all of these things.
No matter what Tim Cook does in this situation, it's dangerous for Apple. So the way Apple tends to play these things is we're going to go with what we think is best for the customer, come what may. Right? Because, if he cooperates with Trump and the administration, that's dangerous, he thinks, for the promise that he's made to consumers and what he thinks is technologically correct. It puts their whole security posture on a bad footing. If he doesn't, then he risks getting taken to court. Next time he needs the government's assistance in something, maybe he doesn't get it. It's sort of a catch-22.